some not so great news coming out of the old Wall Street Journal this week.
Gotcha.
Here's the headline for you. Your boss doesn't have time to talk to you.
No.
Amazon wants bigger teams. Bank of America is flattening. Corporate America is shedding managers. And the workplace is changing radically. So, Mike, more employees, fewer managers. What do you think?
Let me give the benefit of the doubt
Okay.
a little bit. I am not surprised that there would be bureaucratic bloat, especially at big companies. 100% of that. This is, again, I do this every other episode, so I don't care anymore. I'm dating myself. But you think back to the movie Office Space.
Yes.
There's a specific conversation that kind of ends up in like, well, what would you say you do here, Bob? So, I understand that there are probably opportunities to tighten up, especially, like I said, in big corporations. But 20%, 35%, 50%.
Those are eye-popping.
That doesn't sound like optimization in a real true sense of the word. That sounds like, frankly, the leadership of today is kind of pulling the ladder up.
Yeah.
For the leadership of tomorrow, like, this kind of reminds me of when we started packing the public schools with 30, 40 kids in one class. You could be the best teacher who's ever taught. If you have to manage 40 people inside of a 35, 40-minute period, that is just not going to be the depth of quality to really develop like scholars of the future. Where are your leaders of tomorrow coming from? Who are they emulating? Who are they getting mentored by? Like, that is your responsibility. If you're a leader today, that is part of your responsibility. I know it's the one you can shirk the easiest, but that is absolutely part of your responsibility. I just don't see this working out for anybody but the P&L sheet. And if that's the sole benefactor of something, it's probably not a good idea. Sue me. Like, sorry.
Yeah. One of the things that is probably not discussed enough about like AI and what's happening with that technology is its ability to eliminate some of the administrative tasks of higher ranking leaders, and it sounds like cutting back on middle management to me is strange because now you're cutting back on the individuals who are dealing with the human beings, right? Like a CEO isn't dealing with low and middle tier employees all that often, whereas like a middle manager, that's the face-to-face human connection that you have. That's kind of interesting, right? It's sort of another area where human contact is being minimized to a degree, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, but I wanted to share a little bit more from the story first.
Please.
So story goes on to say, harried managers need new strategies to run ever larger teams and keep up with an ever expanding list of duties. Many employees say they need to talk up their accomplishments because the boss is too busy to notice, and they have just a few minutes to do it. And both sides agree only high-performing self-starters thrive. Managers, meanwhile, say they worry they're unable to guide employees, let alone stand in as a career coach, mentor, or productivity nudge. There isn't time. Want career guidance? Talk with a more senior peer. Well, that's a good one. If you want career guidance, you can't talk to your direct manager. Maybe the CFO can help you out.
Exactly.
He or she's going to make time for that.
Who are you again? Yeah, come in my office. I've got an hour.
Right.
Like, no.
Both sides are sort of agreeing that this isn't great. The employees are telling you they're spending more time focusing on highlighting their accomplishments. That's time that could be spent on things that are actually helping drive the company forward, right? Like productivity on tasks that actually matter versus marketing yourself, which I'm not saying isn't important, but you'd prefer that the work just speaks for itself and you can, go through the year and into your review with confidence that I did all this work. It's going to be rewarded. Now you need to sort of point it out to the managers who are also saying they don't even have time to talk you through how you may advance your career, right? And I was saying before about the minimalization of employee contact, right? Like face-to-face human contact. It makes me wonder what the isolation effect is going to be as we move into this, as you're working with AI in your day job more, and now you're not really dealing with a manager. You're not getting a lot of face time. There's just not human contact. I feel like that just can't really be good for morale or just general human psyche, right? We're social creatures. We need some of that contact. And that seems to me like a part of the professional equation that isn't being considered.
1,000%. And I'm actually glad you brought up AI. I know it's inescapable. It gets into most of our conversation, but I'm glad you brought it up now because I had a thought of like, if you're not available for your employees, they might start talking to the LLMs about,
Yes.
I'm sincerely.
Yeah.
The rise of people using them as talk therapists has been quite substantial. Like, so now you're ceding control of legitimately like the human elements of leadership to a consensus-driven robot that you don't own. So like, I'm just so proud of the body of work we've been building with On Scope. We had a great conversation with WeFirst's Simon Mannering, and we touch on a lot of what it really means to be a leader in 2025. Anybody who is like reeling from this news or feeling it, you can go back there because there's a lot of gold in that episode about what real leadership means right now. And just, you set up the scenario earlier. Employees are spending a chunk of their time advertising their accomplishments to an overworked manager who can't actually oversee with the depth of, improvement or anything like that. In the name of efficiency? Like, that sounds optimized to you?
Right, exactly. It's managers can't now manage, they now cannot manage the people, which is part of the job, to your point, and Simon was making that point. Like, that is 100% part of your responsibility as a middle manager, as an organizational leader, wherever you are. If you're overseeing people, you have a responsibility to them to have that human interaction, right? And employees are spending their time talking up their accomplishments so it's actually the exact opposite of efficiency and optimization in a lot of ways. So to what end is all this going? How can we know that this is a successful thing, right? Like if you're a leader at one of the organizations I named, like how are you measuring success here? Is it only the bottom line savings? And if so, I got news for you. It's a short-term strategy. Those don't actually work out so well in the long term. That's what we've been learning as we've gone through this first season of the podcast.
Indeed.
Is short-termism not really the best long-term plan.
That ain't it.